retrohipmama here, and I'm going to take you through the end of my 2015 Project Life album. This is my family album. It's 12 by 12 size, but you're going to see various sizes of page protectors and full layouts. So let's get started. I think last time we ended at week 40, and you saw, I believe I showed you these and this full page layout. I have I will fill any of the gaps that just didn't have, where I couldn't fit a full week onto one page. Those are things that I'm going to go fill in later if I've got other random cards and supplies that I really want to use, but they don't have pictures to go with them per se. So these things will probably eventually get filled in, but it's something that I don't stress over if there's empty spaces in my album. So the next page is, this is the end, I'm pretty sure. Yes, this is the end of week 40, and I've used lots of different things from a peppermint, Grandberg, one little bird kit to older Gossamer Blue kit. So this one was just super random, but I just kind of had to end the week, and that was really fun. I had 2 photos. Well, technically I had 3. I did take a photo of this list that Marshall made, which is really cute. And then this is a full page layout that I did for Gossamer Blue, and it's got torn paper and cute little labels. Also, just random hearts and this really cute wood veneer that says memory, because it was a cute memory I had of my little marsh man. The following page, all I did was throw in a little piece of homework. Sometimes I just will randomly throw in some, like a spelling test or the report cards or kind of whatever comes home from school. If it's good or bad, I don't keep everything, but I want to at least keep some of the things that come back. So on the other side of this page is week 41. And I've used these gorgeous big giant alphas and letters, or alphas and numbers, from Fancy Pants Designs. Super cute. I love the retro feel and how they're offset with the shadowing and the color. It's very cute. I've used them a lot. And then this is just, it's random. There's a lot of different colors going on, but I was trying to pull yellows and pinks and blues. So this was not a page for a design team necessarily, so I just used kind of some older things I was really trying to de-stash and use some of the really fun stuff that came in previous kits that I just didn't have a chance to use for any of my design team projects. This page is one of my absolute favorites. I'm going to take this out. So usually when there's an event or something like a birthday, I will take a 6x8 page protector and throw the birthday cards in there and then place them in the center. But for now, I want you to just see the whole layout. So it was basically the color scheme was all centered around Marshall's shirt color. And the B-side collection from Basic Gray came in one of the Gossamer Blue kits, and I just knew that it was the right color, was perfect, and I was okay with throwing some pink into the layout for him because it's like, pink, it's not just a girl color. So I made sure to man it up with some gray and black, and I had so much fun with this layout. I kind of just grabbed all kinds of things that resembled the color scheme, and it was just fun just putting it all together, like layering these 2 numbers and just doing some random staples, to just throwing some extra little things in here from these are from, I think this is Happy from Maggie Holmes, some of these little pieces, and then just using some random letters. I'm using the word random a lot. That's okay. I like it. All right, so for this layout too, I had about 12 photos picked, and all different variations of all of these photos so that I could, decide where exactly you know, the pictures fit. I didn't want too many of him in the green shirt together, and I wanted some of the black and white ones to be spread out because I knew I was going to have some black pieces kind of spread throughout too. So the most favorite part about putting together a layout for me is figuring out where the photos are going to go, figuring out how it's all going to get laid out. Like once I start gluing, I get really sad because it's like over at that point. And the creative part of the scrapbook page process is gone at that point. So that's where I get my kicks. So the following week, week 42, was also just some of the current kits that I was working with, and then some older stuff, trying to use up some of my stash. But I felt like I really enjoyed this layout also, because even though I was lacking in photos, see, I only had 1, 2, 3, 4 photos. There aren't any pictures over here except for a screenshot of the weather and this little quote. I mean, technically I had it printed, but it's not a photo, so there's no real story behind it. So having a limited amount of photos sometimes can be a hindrance, but I've learned to embrace simplicity, and like something like this where I would have normally wanted to like fancy it up with all kinds of stuff, I literally just put a label and a little puffy sticker on it and called it done, and felt like that was all that it needed. So I had a lot of fun with this one too, just making it real easy on the eye, spread out all the colors, and even threw in a little bit of gold. And gosh, I think that's it. Okay, so week 43, you may have seen this page if you follow the Gossamer Blue blog. This was my February project. So it was, I keep saying this, but it was super fun because I loved being able to use blue and pink together. So the problem, I think I may have said this before, but I have boys and they wear blue, and there's blue in my house, and scrapbook kits and scrapbook supplies don't have a lot of blue. They just don't. So whenever one of the kits comes with some more masculine colors, I really, really dig it. And I love when they can pair them with more feminine colors, because I like feminine colors, and you know, I don't make these pages so that my children can hang them on their walls or anything. So it's not like just because they are pictures of boys doesn't mean that they have to be boy themed. So I really liked that it had the pink and kind of mustard and navy, because I rarely get to use navy, and it's such a pretty color. And also whenever I have a text screenshot, there's always this blue color. So I always have to try to find a way to fit the blue in. And this is perfect. I mean, look at this pink and gold and blue dot. Oh, just makes me super happy. So I also got to use my big Megadate stamp. And then one of the other things I did was when we had that new update and got a bunch of new emojis on the iPhone, I went into my notes section and put all of my favorites from the new editions, and then I copied and pasted that into an email and then emailed it to myself. And then, boy, this sounds really complicated, but it really wasn't this complicated. And then I just took a screenshot of the email so that I could get it in this format. And then I just printed it as a 2x2. So lots of little different random things for this week, and then did kind of a big story for something that happened. And boy, I love that the stamps are back in the Gossamer Blue kits. So I used this really awesome Bob Dylan quote, which is just so cool and fit right. It almost feels like that quote was meant to go on this card, because it just felt right. Anyways, okay, so in this page, I didn't have enough to fill in an entire 12 by 12, so I just sliced off the edge of an F design page, And then on the other side, I did basically one event. So it was just one trip to Target. So I just had 2 photos, but I had all these other cards that I wanted to use. So I just picked the black and white theme with some red and then pulled in a little bit of the blue. And it's not an exact match from his shirt, but I like what the card says. And honestly, I've had these cards. I think this is from one of my very first Project Life core kits ever. And I have still a few of those left. So this one, it's just about how we took a trip to Target to use his birthday money. And this is not specific to this year, so these dates don't match up, but I've had these month cards. And whenever I get a chance to use the ones that I still have, I do. And then here on this currently loving card, these 2 little backslashes were actually a different color. So I went over them with the red marker so that they matched the color scheme I was doing on this page. And then a really super quick Halloween page for the last day of the month. And then that is going to end up being blank because my first week of November just was one page, and I had so many 3x4 photos and lots of 3x4 cards to use that I couldn't justify using the design A page because I didn't have enough 4x6s to fill it up. And I know that I can do a 3x4 here and a 3x4 here, but I don't like the look of that. So I just chose to start a fresh new page. And I was super happy to get to use some of the colors from November because I'm behind. You know, we get kits that are for the future, and in November when we're getting these kits, I'm still working in like August, so I get really excited when I get to finally use some of the month theme things. So this one was really fun. And again, I love taking screenshots of the weather, so it may seem kind of silly, but for us, I guess in California, it's one of the things that it's interesting because we get some random weather sometimes, but mostly it's just the same. So I think anytime we have anything that's slightly different, we get really excited. So let's see. I also used something kind of weird, which was just a sticky note, just a regular Post-it note, because I needed a little something to back, and the pink was perfect. So I just trimmed it so that it fit, and then I kind of gave it one of those little folds so that it looked like a little Post-it note. And then again, just on the back side of this, I don't have anything for that week here. So this is just the week 46, which I've had so much fun with, and you will see this as my project for the inspiration blog hop, because the point of this page was to just pull just a few colors and then work in different to work in different hues of that color. So I've picked green and pink, and then used like deeper pinks and peachy pinks, or deeper greens and lighter greens to to try to make all these photos work together. So on to the next page. So again, a blank page because the next week was going to take up 2 pages. So again, I'll fill this in with some random stuff later on. So week number 47 was a bit difficult because I was really trying to get through it. I was trying to power through 2015. So I did use a lot of stuff from the February kits, which again have that blue and the gold and pink, because it's got a lot of heart themed things, but I ended up feeling like they fit in with the theme of the photos. So I just went ahead and used them, even though we were technically still in November. So let's see. Week 48, I went back to my stash and used a bunch of cards from the Coral Core kit, and I really, really, really love that kit because it's got these really rich greens and oranges, and so I just felt like it went really well with, and it also has some blues. So with this photo kind of being kind of the inspiration for the page color, I decided to pair it with this side. So if you look at them together, they are meant to be a side-by-side page. So there's some blacks that hit, and then the oranges kind of pull in different places. So I really had fun working with some older stuff that I've had for so long, that I've seen a million times. But yeah, that was really fun. So that's a week 48. And then because I did my December daily in a completely separate album, I did this half page here where it's basically a message to say that, you know, the rest of that the entire month of December is sitting in another album. So I basically just wrote a little note to whoever will eventually see this, that is where you'll find the month of December. And I used a bunch of stuff from Kiwi because I was just trying to go through my stash, and obviously that was, it's not Christmas themed at all, but I just felt like the quote was really cool, and I liked the this card where there's something good in every day. Every day may not be good, but there's something good in every day. And then this, you know, like, it's not a perpetual calendar, but it's like a, I don't know, I guess like a blank slate. I don't know. So it allowed me to just underline all the days that are in the other album, and then, you know, say what month it was. So I thought that was kind of cool. So then if you fast forward through 25 days, then you get to the 26th day, and this is the end of January. So here I've just done some smaller pages, and this is just a few little random bits from the day after Christmas. So I love this one. This is from the February kit, and it says, "Today is a good day to hit the snooze button." It's just a photo of Marshall and I doing some morning snuggle time, and then just some relaxing. And here I found this meme on the internet. It was so true, that bit between Christmas and New Year where you don't know what day it is, who you are, or what you're supposed to be doing. I thought that was perfect for how it feels after Christmas. And on the other side here, I did no journaling. I just threw in some photos that I have taken from the, you know, just kind of the after Christmas stuff. So my new mat for the front door, the boys playing in a box, the sunlight just coming in onto the clean mantle after I had taken all the Christmas stuff down, and then Gibson putting all of his new snacks in his new mini fridge in his room. And then just another couple of things here with a bunch of gift cards from Gibson and a photo of my clean desk. And then on one of the last days of the year, these are actually a couple of different days because Matt and I saw the movie prior to us taking Marshall, because he swore he wasn't going to want to watch it. He doesn't do really well with movie theaters. They're really loud for him, and but we went with his cousin who's the same age and loves movies and loves Star Wars, so I think having Caleb there with him was very helpful. And so Matt had actually taken this photo a while ago and then did this little text on it, so I knew I was going to use that eventually. And the green from this card and this Han photo that I found online, as well as the paper clip, kind of just lightened up all of the dark in the photos. And then I just told a story about how we finally got him to go, and he covered his ears for the previews, but he got used to it and then just enjoyed the heck out of himself for the rest of it, which was really awesome to be able to experience with him. And then I took a photo, and then I printed it as a 6x8. And this is just a view of the park that I walk at when I walk or run. And it was very cold, and I took Charlie out, but we had a good time, and it was just so pretty, and the trees were bare. I just wanted to capture that. I also did a half page of us visiting Matt's mom's grave site. It's something that we like to do when we go back to our hometown, and we were there having lunch with some friends, so we went and refreshed her flowers, and I just kind of did a little bit of journaling. And then this is our time with our friends that we went and had lunch at our favorite Mexican spot. And I also printed the photo large, and I realized that once I cut it up that I could have eliminated these two because, you know, even though I took it with the sign on purpose being in the lower third, I really didn't have any other cards to put in here, so I just left it because you know, that's how I printed it, was I wanted it to be a large photo. And then I also kept the receipt, and for here on these little flags, I just took my X-Acto knife and cut them out so that I could slip the receipt up behind them. And then did a little bit of journaling on a really older card and another really old card that just went with kind of the blue and the yellow. And then this is the final page. So this came in the December kit, and I was finally able to use that. And then I just kept with the black and white and pink and did a little stamped tag. So in the February Life Pages kit, it comes with a stamp set that includes this label, which is so awesome because I love labels, obviously, as you can tell. So you can stamp a label any colors that you want, and I just trimmed around it, and it turned out like looking like a printed label. So I did fill in the color with a similar color pen, only because when you stamp, it doesn't always come out super sharp. So just because I prefer it to be a little bit more sharp, I just filled it in with a little pen. But then that was it. I put this flower here with a little enamel dot on top, and just that was it. I didn't do any journaling. I just felt like I was done and I just really wanted to finish this book and be done and put it away. So anyway, that is the end of 2015, and I hope you've enjoyed my flip-throughs this year. You guys seem to really like them, so I'm going to keep doing them in 2016. Hopefully I can do them a little bit more frequently, but you know, they do take some time, and I have to have the right light, of course. So hopefully we'll be seeing each other again, and I'll keep you up to date on how my albums are coming along. I am also still working on my One Little Word album, so I'll continue to update you guys when I have some newer updated pages on that. And then I do plan on doing another flip through of my personal album because that one's getting kind of full, and I'm going to be transitioning now to starting a third one. So I'll be back in touch with some more flip throughs, and if you guys have questions about anything, you know, you can comment and ask. So if you like these videos, please make sure you're subscribing so you don't miss anything, and I do lots of other kinds of videos too. So hopefully 2016 will be bringing you know, just more flip throughs and album shares. So we will talk real soon. Bye guys.